Jeff Bezos defending his decision to end the Washington Post tradition of endorsing presidential candidates. Bezos writes in a new op-ed that Americans don't trust the media, and his paper's decision to endorse a presidential candidate would only reveal bias. Let's bring in Howard Kurtz. Of course, you know the Washington Post well, used to be there. So the headline is "The Hard Truth: Americans Don't Trust the Media," and he says we must be accurate and we must be believed to be accurate. It is a bitter pill to swallow, but we are failing on the second requirement. The Washington Post and the New York Times win prizes, but increasingly we talk only to a certain elite. More and more we talk to ourselves. Howie, what do you make of all this and the outcry in the newsroom?
Well, you know, first of all, this should have been done 10 years ago. Jeff Bezos admits what I've been saying, which is the timing was terrible to drop this stink bomb just before the election. And to me, it shows a fear of Donald Trump because they have a testy relationship. Jeff Bezos does a lot of business with the federal government through Amazon, through his Blue Origin rocket company. And if Trump wins, which he seems to think is a strong possibility, he doesn't want to be on the enemies list.
One of the things is that the Washington Post, on the terms of timing, it is interesting that just recently they did endorse the Democratic candidate for Maryland Senate, Angela Brooks, over the former Republican governor, who is very moderate, Larry Hogan. And then they do this, so I can understand a little bit of that. But what about the point of not being believed as the media being a part of that? Let me just show you one other thing. In terms of ABC, CBS, and NBC news of the presidential race, 78% of that coverage has been positive for Harris, and 85% has been negative.
Well, that's the thing I agree with Jeff Bezos on, and people don't trust the media for a good reason. But the thing is, he has set back the Post 10 years with this colossal blunder, by which I mean 10 years from now, people will still be talking about this. And, you know, he's the one who came up with the slogan, "Democracy dies in darkness." And for him to now do this, if he had done it months ago, would have been very different. No one would have cared. Newspaper endorsements don't really matter these days, at least on the national level. But for 2 years, the editorial pages of the Post, we have the same situation now with the LA Times owner killing a Harris endorsement, is constantly anti-Trump, left-leaning. And then on the most important thing that they face, we couldn't possibly tell you what to think. That would create the perception of bias. Well, come on. We know what they think. They're just pulling back on this. And I think clearly it helps Donald Trump. And you have columnists, 4 people, by the way, who have left the editorial board, prominent journalists, others writing columns, taking on the boss, all kinds of language, spinelessness, and so forth. And it's not just a bunch of self-involved journalists. It is the fact that they feel that Bezos sort of pulled the rug out from under him.
But he also saved the paper and, you know, pays their salaries. And so, I mean, in some ways, I think, like, where would the Post be without him?
Jeff Bezos and his billions absolutely saved the Washington Post. And yes, he pays the salaries. He has the right to do this as the owner. It's just, you know, the way that he did, when he did it, and the fear of Donald Trump. And I'll say one more thing, Dana. All these people, tens of thousands, canceling subscriptions. It only hurts the news organization that they say they care about. And some people are saying, well, why not cancel your Amazon Prime membership if you want to get back at Bezos? I mean, the Post has already been decimated by layoffs and buyouts. And this doesn't help. It's a real body blow, just a disastrous move.
All right. Howard Kurtz, thanks for your take. We appreciate you.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.